Commentary for the San Marino Grand Prix presented to you by Pausa, Kai and James.
Welcome along everybody to MMS Round 7. We are almost at the halfway stage of the championship, and we welcome a new team to the championship in the form of Aston Martin Racing, who took over Virgin earlier this week and have made it to the grid for today. They'll run the same livery for this week, but next week I can assure you it will be different. Today we were at the Autodromo Enzo Di Ferrari in San Marino, one of the fastest racetracks in the world, last used in 2006 by Formula One. It has been majorly modified over the years to suit safety standards, quite famously. All 17 corners are passed underneath dry conditions, so let's go down to the grid real quick.
Yeah, also I wanted to introduce the new commentator, Pausa, as introduced in the intro, okay?
Yep,
Let's go. So,
everyone.
yeah, so on pole position we have Kwiatkowski and Williams. Yes, I have multiple questions as well. P2 is Jakub Kubica again, proving that the Ferrari has a lot of pace. Down the rest of the grid we have Littlegram, Smith, De Jong, Johnson, Carrigal, Toogood, Eugene, Aarons, Murray, Zage, Material, Volyak, Agnes, Holstead, McHugh, Teller, De Sturman, Pereira, Kautike in the new Aston Martin outfit, Jones, Chinami again in the new Aston Martin outfit, and Jans who runs off the grid. If all that done, let's get to the first outing of the San Marino Grand Prix.
Indeed, let's. So, here come the lights. They're at the very top of the Foster's gantry.
You can't really see them, but they're all on.
Their engines. And we're underway here in San Marino. It looks like Jakub Kubica has had a pretty decent start. Jankowski's actually got away well from pole. So it looks like the Williams will hold his ground. Littlegram's had a very good start. And he might go down the inside of Kubica because his teammate's supposed to have a terrible one. He's being swallowed by both Mercedes as they go through the first chicane. It's Jankowski still leading the way in the Williams, followed now by Marcus Littlegram, who's overtaken Jakub Kubica in that Red Bull as they now come into the next chicane and up towards the Tosa hairpin. And we're on board here, and there's a massive chaos in the background. That's Richard Johnson making a brilliant start from the back of the grid, and that is the AI car we're having to kill.
Yeah, I have to expect that it just...
But James Smith has gone backwards at the start of this race.
Give me a second.
Exactly what the championship leader didn't want. He's been doing it a lot this season so far.
They just
and he's
ignore
done
me.
it again here. There we go.
Alright, here we go.
Are now coming into the Aquamiro chicane, and we have the Williams of Kwiatkowski still leading the way as they go up the hill towards one of the fastest corners on the circuit. And he bottles Littlegram and Kubica up a little bit. Both Mercedes then come, and then Richard Johnson, then James Smith, who's lost 3 places on the opening lap here, as the 2 Lotuses both ran wide, and now coming down into one of the more well-known parts of the circuit, at the bottom of the hill. Jankowski might actually manage to lead an entire lap here in that Williams. He starts on pole. I have many questions, as you all do, as to how that happened, and he's managed to hold his own here at San Marino, and he's going to lead the first lap. So as they cross onto lap 2, Kwiatkowski leads from Marcus Littlegram and leads from Jakub Kubica.
Yeah, I mean, what a weekend basically for Williams. It seems that both of the cars have a lot of pace around the famous similar circuit.
I mean, look at the train of cars though, holding up the top 7.
I mean, I think that's a standard for MMS though. The leaders can't really pull away.
So Tosa hairpin now, turn 7, slightly uphill, and you can see just the train of cars that are forming behind that lead Williams. We've got both McLarens running in the background, and then McLaren really did not have a good qualifying
Smith
session.
tries to send it on to Johnson. Smith dropped down the field on the start.
Murray!
Yeah. Look at Murray! He's already in P9.
Murray's up 2 places ahead of his teammate. But yeah, McLaren did not have the greatest of qualifying sessions, as their team boss said he wanted a good qualifying session. 8th and 11th is probably not what they were after.
Yeah.
Top 5 is still pretty much grouping each other right now. Look at that, they're coming down to the next quarter.
Kubica sends it.
Contact.
Kubic's gone up the inside of the Red Bull, and now he might get overtaken here by the Portuguese driver Marco Carrigal. No, he slots in just behind the Ferrari, but that was a very risky move to go in that corner.
De Jong sends it.
It's quite favorable there, and De Jong's gone up the inside of his teammate. He's qualified ahead of him, but he was behind him at the start, and not anymore. Taman De Jong is up into 4th position. So he's gained a place now, and Kai Eugen is side by side with Joseph Murray trying to protect his position. Is he going to be able to do it? He's on the outside, but out will turn to the inside now, and the Williams holds on once again, just like his teammate is at the front of the pack. And Material's got past Toogood.
Yeah, Toogood struggling a lot again. Toogood white. Agnes is in P12.
in the HRT. He got P6 last race. Don't count him out for points again. He's literally sniffing them right now.
Pay driver
And
talent.
Sean
Ooh,
Halston- Sean
Pereira.
Halston has had a very bad start. He's sandwiched between the two Aston Martins. And Pereira as well, not having the greatest of starts.
Just look back in the midfield right now. Look at that, and all at the back of the field, I should say. Look at the top three still battling each other into the chicane.
They are, but it seems that Littlegram and Kupasek just cannot get past that Williams. As they come through the chicane now, and we've got De Jong and Carrigal just behind, and then we have Smith who's still behind that Renault. He's mimicking Fernando Alonso in 2010 Abu Dhabi. Just can't pass the Renault. We'll give him time.
And Kubusek dive bombs it again.
Kubusek gone for it. He's gone for it again at that corner, and once again it looks like it won't pay off. And once again, one of the Mercedes is going around his outside, although he's actually managed to do a lot better this time, and he's still side by side coming into the final chicane.
Will
Is
he
Kubusek-
retake his qualifying position? Yes, he does.
He is past. Is he a car with the head? Yes, he is. He's ahead of that Red Bull, and he's back up where he qualified in second position. But look at what that's meant for the Williams of
De Jong
Kwiatkowski.
sends it again.
Look at the back right there.
And look at
with
James
the
Smith.
Smith's got past Johnson. He's trying to get past the Mercedes now. He's sat very prettily in the slipstream of Marco Carrigal, coming down into the chicane, too far behind, and now
No,
maybe
not really. He
taking
sends
the
it.
inside. He's gone up the inside, coming into Tosa now. No, he's slotted in nicely behind. And it's Richard Johnson.
Inside.
Material
Johnson's being overtaken here by
also.
Kyle Eugene. We got Material overtaking Richard Johnson. They're both Renaults on the move.
Yeah, Johnson
up the
onto
inside, Material's
Eugene.
up the inside, and it looks to me as though
It's
neither of
still
them have been
side by
able to
side,
pull that one off for now. Eugene goes up the inside, and yet neither of them being able to overtake.
There you go. Eugene still holds on.
Look at this train of cars.
It is absolutely hectic.
There's still a train of cars here. Look at that. Tuku's
Tuku's very wide now.
Off a little bit. Wow.
Agnes is being swallowed by other cars. Irons has got past, McHugh has
I
got
mean,
past.
you can even see the Aston Martins in this field.
They're still at the back of the field.
I know it will be hard to see those cars as Aston Martins because, of course, they're running identical liveries to Virgin, but livery has been made. It will be on the cars next week, so they'll be a bit more recognisable.
Here comes Sturman into the inside, into the final chicane. They're still side by side, and coming onto the main straight. Can Sturman made into 13?
He's got the better straight line speed on that HRT as they come into the chicane.
Side by
Oh,
side.
do
It's so tight. It is really tight. But
He's gonna get a better run, though.
The corner, but De Sturman gets a better exit and is now on the inside, and he's got past. Agnes is still trying to hold on, but he might lose another place here to the Toro Rosso of Zage because, of course, he's on the outside line now, and he has lost the place. He's down to 16th position now.
Yeah, but
in
Sean
that
Holster,
HRT.
Jesus Christ.
He still hasn't overtaken Chinami here, and he's trying to do it now on the inside line, coming into the double left-hander, and he's done it.
Yeah, but you can
As
see
you would
that
expect.
the Aston Martins, right after they got bought out, Virgins, right after they got bought out, now they have seemingly a lot of pace.
Well,
Meanwhile-
Virgin has remained title sponsor, of course. They bring
Yeah.
an awful lot of money to that team.
top 5 still the same, to be honest. But yeah, there's still a little change. of
Olitigo
position.
nudging his opponent through that corner. Jankowski, though, who would have expected him? We're about to go on to lap 6 here to have held his ground
I mean,
for so long.
the surname of Jankowski, obviously in the OG series and season 1 of the rebooted thing, they have kept. He has kept basically being quite a successful driver.
Look at the run
Oh,
that the
look at
Mercedes
De
of
Jong.
De Jong has, who's gone up the inside. Littlegram pushed him a little bit off, and he's got past. He's into 3rd position in the Mercedes. Littlegram drops back.
De Jong obviously on the verge of being kicked from the team. Oh
Oh
no.
my god, there's that damage. Could be
And
taken.
that's damage on the Mercedes. The Mercedes has also lost his front wing, I think.
Yeah,
Yes, he
that's De
has.
Jong.
So De Jong and Kubasek have both lost their front wings at the chicane.
Oh.
It's happened again to Taman De Jong, and the Mercedes Demos.
Right,
is gonna be running
correct.
out of patience.
Yeah.
We're doing a good
It's-
Oh,
job.
he made a contact there with Tchaikovsky.
Kubasek ran into the back of the Williams, and De Jong.
Oh,
Yeah, he
De Jong
just
couldn't. Yeah, he just tapped the back wheel of it.
and De Jong couldn't predict what Kubusek was going to do because Kubusek started spinning.
Yeah, there was nothing that De Jong could do there.
Kubasek was all out of shape. De
Yeah.
Jong just didn't let off the throttle there.
Considering-
Littlegram and Carrigal very lucky to not ram into the back of either of them.
Oh dear.
Kubasek- oh,
As
he's
you-
lucky
as you say
Carrigal.
that.
He's an absolute turtle on that inside line.
And he's slowing down Smith now.
And Joseph Murray's using it to his
He's definitely
advantage. He's
slowing
going down
down,
the inside of the Red Bull.
Oh,
And he's got... Is he going to get past? Please don't
Yes,
go side by side into that chicane. It's not meant for too wide.
Oh my
Murray's
god,
ahead.
he's up to 6 now. Where did he come from there? Look at that little grum. He's now...
Yeah, let's
Tries
agree.
to overtake his teammate without a front wing, and Jankowski has bolted. Obviously being able to take advantage of the
Oh,
fact that
Young goes a bit wide.
and he's gone wide.
Oh,
Kubica
dear.
wants to run wide with lower downforce.
The single replay again.
That's Evelyn too good.
Running very wide.
Yeah,
But
she's
they
struggling
are
a lot
about to
with that
back right,
corner.
'cause it is slower, there's less grip on the further up wide you go. And coming into this corner,
Yep. Oh my
mounting
god.
Kai Eugen. Very lucky to still have a front wing on that car. Eugen's very lucky.
Look at Olivia Sage. No, that's Shane McHugh.
McHugh is already up into 12th position if you can pull that one
Look
up.
at
Oh,
material.
Look at
Right
material.
around the outside. Oh, he's hit Too Good, who's now lost the front wing. Too Good has been punched off. Johnson's gone wide and has rejoined quite dangerously into Shane McHugh there.
It's
So,
the too good.
yes,
Already one issue, and then
There. Okay, he just slowing down.
Oh,
He just
oh
went-
my god.
Steve Kubicek has gone over the top of that McLaren.
I think Kubicek. I think he might try to get into the pits, but look
Kubicek
like-
was trying to pit, and he's on the inside line. This converging line is a bang. Wow.
Yeah, too good. Basically turning into Kabusek.
Jeez, I hope Too Good is okay. We wish we would have a Halo.
Well, she's continued on, so it seems that her head has been avoided, but that car has significant damage on it, and is now going to be a sitting duck throughout the rest of the lap.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
When-
sitting chicane for everyone now.
Yep, our Reigns overtake Too Good, and here comes the Renault of material.
I know Aaron's has really taken advantage of that. He's
And
gone
look
from
at the
12
whole.
to
Oh,
7.
3 wide. Oh my
With 3
god.
wide coming into the hairpin, this is surely not going to work. Too Good's on the inside, so everyone on the outside is going to have a free run round the outside. McHugh's gone round the outside, Agnes round the outside. They're both going to get past. Zaych has been bottled up on the inside. You just when you're behind a back marker,
Kabusek is out of the race.
Oh,
You
Kubica. Oh,
Terminal damage.
So he probably, when he landed, he probably lost a wheel when he landed into a wall.
Yeah,
Most likely.
probably.
So back to the front, and who was the big loser out of the top 5 or 6 was James Smith, who lost a place to Joseph Murray.
And Olivia Sage lost her front wing on Evelyn too good.
So guys, please, can we have? There seems to be a chain when one person loses their front wing, they're going to smash into someone else who hasn't.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my god.
Let's hit into him, and that's a roll for Olivia. Sage into the gravel trap. She goes rolling over. Just
Hashtag
continued on.
Tellered.
Teller has very much tellered that Toro Rosso, and look at this train of cars. The Aston Martins and the Lotus is going to war,
Oh dear.
and the same thing has happened again.
F's in the chat for
Happened
Aston
again.
Martin.
That's definitely a similar situation where Kubicek is going to try the pit, and Too Good just hit him.
It's an
That's
exact-
another
it's a-
incident.
It's a
exactly what
replicated scenario.
happened.
It's
Oh my
exactly the
God.
same as the Red Bull has now caused up to the back of the Williams, but we're seeing at the front it's rather difficult to overtake on this track, it seems, which is not, well, I wouldn't say it's normal, but it's unexpected, I guess, because this is a very fast course, of course. It is quite, it's not the hardest track to pass on.
You know, fastest lap to Joseph Murray.
I'm rather baffled.
Behind and the Mercedes.
If that Williams does win this race, I guess it would be justice for Magdy Cole, because Jankowski was running in 4th when he retired
Yeah.
from the race after he spun in the pit lane.
And look at Luke. Luke Ryman's looking. He's not gonna make a move in this corner.
Yeah, well, Carragher a bit out of shape
Oh,
now, and look,
another exit.
Littlegrim. I think
we're
I'm
just about
blocked
to
by
cross on.
Jankowski.
We're about to cross on to start lap 9. That Red Bull is right on the gearbox of the Williams. They're identical on exit. And we got Marco Carragher also just waiting in the ranks.
into
Okay,
turn
so he's gonna
1.
move on a foot on this second
He
corner.
sends
He's got a really
it,
good line
contact
down the inside.
on the
He nudged
outside.
the Williams. He's done it. He's got
He
past.
did
He nudged the Williams a little bit wider there, got a better run, and he's up into the lead of the race, and now has to use that to.
Oh, no.
Sort of buzz on. The Mercedes are the front wing now. Another reckless move into the chicane from the other Mercedes. This time, Marco Carragher.
You cannot send it in there.
Oh my god, what a comeback from
Joseph
Murray.
Murray has started 11th. He's up into 3rd place, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
He's now you tight little contact there. He made
Kai
a mistake.
Eugen is up into P4.
It's a Williams 1-4 right now.
2-4.
Oh, 2-4, sorry, yeah. But yeah, What are we going to say about Mercedes? It looks like it's going to be another very limited weekend in terms of the points that they're going to score. As Smith is getting held up here, he's trying to overtake on every which way he can. It's burner all over again for him.
Yeah, I mean Smith, he started somewhat up the field, lost some positions on the start.
James Smith makes a move.
Einar
He's got
Arons though.
right on his gearbox now.
Aaron's Materia is also making a move as well. He lost
So, please, it seems that we'll be able to do this without somebody crossing lines.
Yeah.
There is a punt, but seems that everyone's made it away scot-free. So, it seems that the main action areas are at that chicane when people go for moves that just don't work because it's too fast.
Material.
The move, it really doesn't work unless the driver ahead acknowledges it and pretty much runs themselves wide because it is very fast.
I mean, look, even alone, the drivers are going wide through there, so it's really not the smartest idea, is it?
Just wait till this hairpin at Tosa, turn 7. It's a very big braking zone, one of the slowest corners on the track.
Yeah.
It's fine for overtaking.
Look at that Materials just make a move. Oh, he tried to look, but Arons just blocked him completely.
Yeah, Aaron's really a surprise of the season for me. You know,
He's up to 6th now.
yeah, I mean, he went from Formula J, where he had a pretty successful season, to the Sauber team, and he's doing very well.
I'd like to change that. I'd like to say he had a successful round 1.
I mean, yeah, but still.
He showed pace, of course, but he only had, in terms of success win, I'd say round 1 was as good as it got for him, as Eugen has a bit of a tank slapper on the exit there.
Clip the curb.
How many pit stops are we expecting in this race?
I'd say 1.
I would say only 1, I guess, as well. I would say the same.
I was thinking, 30 laps is quite a long distance. The laps are 1 minute 19. I mean, how many laps was Magny-Cours? It was
27.
27 laps. I think Magny-Cours' lap might actually be shorter than this one, so
Yeah,
I
it
think we
is.
have a 2-stop on our hands.
I'd say no. I mean, we don't know until we see it, so I guess we have
always
to
like
wait.
to be an optimist because 2-stop races are always more entertaining than 1-stop races.
I mean, look at Magny-Cours.
And Jerez as well, exactly. So we've got Marcus Littlegram. He's not been able to pull away, and he's got a Williams stuck on his gearbox, just like Richard Johnson was in Jerez with the lead McLaren. I forget which one it was, but they just couldn't pull away from him.
I think it was Murray.
I think it might be Murray or something. Or
Yeah, because Stugut was taken out in the
Murray
pits.
until she wasn't and spun in the pits. But yeah, Jankowski.
Wow, he's still on it on Little Chrome's tail.
He very much is.
And he sends it.
He's going on the inside. They bang wheels very much so. Go through that corner, and
He's got it. And look at Eugen.
Wow.
Jankowski's got past in the Williams.
Eugen.
Fantastic move.
Eugen is about to take.
Dive up the inside, and look at what that's allowed his teammate to do now. Catch right back onto these other two. Williams could be on for a double podium here.
I mean,
They are currently the top constructor in terms of points.
I mean, mind you,
The first win. I'm pretty sure.
Williams.
It might
Williams
be, but we'll
went.
have to wait for the pit stop strategy.
Yeah, but Williams went into tier 2 ahead of this race.
And
Oh, Littlegram actually sends it.
Here's many a time, and he's actually worked. And Jankowski's also lost a place to Joseph Murray. Miley place to his teammate now. I seem to have completely jinxed the team because now there's no longer a car running in the top 2. Let's see on board. This is very opportunistic from Littlegram, clearly fuming after being overtaken.
Like, he knows what Sage will do to him.
Contact.
Nudged him a little bit wide, but in fairness, kept his ground on the corner. Doesn't corner cut.
I don't know if that's going to be.
I mean, we had bump and runs before.
Him so hard.
The two Williams are side by side with the other Red Bull just behind. They got to be careful not to let him pass as they go wheel to wheel.
The Great Wall of Williams, you could say.
I guess so.
Aqua Minerales,
And Eugen passes Jankowski.
And Kai Eugen, for the first time this season, is running in an effective podium.
The
position.
Japanese talent.
Oh, little tank slap again from James Smith.
They have to be careful here though, because it's not only Smith behind them. We got the Portugal team Sauber car behind, and then we got the two Renaults, who we know are very quick, just cannot seem to make progress in this race. I mean, Material started 13th, he's up to 7th, the biggest gainer of the race so far though. Joseph Murray up 9 positions from 11th to 7th.
Look how much Smith gains under braking on the Williams cars. Like, you could see it in the chicane.
I would probably say he might make the move on this corner. No,
He's got too
never
far
mind.
back.
Yeah, but I think it will be this lap. Meanwhile, the leaders, Joseph Murray.
Joseph Murray, if he wins this race, it would emulate Rodney Racker's last season in Austria. It wasn't quite a race win, but it was a mighty charge through the field.
He's right on the back of Littlegram. Littlegram obviously winning the previous race.
And propelling himself into championship contention. Murray had a race to forget, really. Retired
Yeah.
from it, lost the championship lead. Now sits I
1
think, 14
point ahead of
points-
Littlegram.
14 points behind championship leader Smith.
No, 18.
18 points even.
No, 17, sorry, 17, yeah. 18 is Littlegram.
17.
At the moment, he would gain a big chunk of them, but he would lose out to the man currently in the race lead. So will Red Bull will look to make it 3 wins in a row for the team, which will be the first time that's happened this season.
Yeah, and
Meanwhile,
in
both of
comes
them would-
James with a curse for the team.
And judging by Littlegram's performances of late, you would not bet against it.
Meanwhile, Jankowski is still holding on James Smith, and also the behind of the pack as well.
Yeah, I mean, Jankowski, he has some pace, but now I think he's just trying to save fuel.
Maybe a bit of strategy play from Williams,
Yeah.
actually, because look at Kai Eugen now. He's bottling up Smith to let Eugen get away, save some fuel, as you said, maybe save some tyre life. And
Yeah,
not let that Red Bull pass. It's very hard to overtake here, as we've seen.
this is all a conspiracy.
I
Hashtag
would
Williams
like to watch
Gate.
on the midfield right now
As
because
soon as I
want to
said
see.
Kai Eugen's holding up his teammate, he's been caught by him. I
You,
should
you,
probably
you
just
need
be
to
quiet.
stop rating drivers, you know? You just...
I do, yeah.
And look at the midfields. Meanwhile,
Pereira
still.
has dropped to last.
So we have the top 18, of course, those guys have not lost front wings, but everyone you're viewing now has a piece of bodywork at some point. For goodness sake, Olivia Sage rolled into a gravel trap.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be a penalty for Micah Teller.
It was a huge gravel trap, which was very good, so she could stop rolling and then get back going. But yeah, Michael Teller, I can see a penalty coming his way. Very opportunistic and unrealistic move on a car with no front wing.
He just
rolling
yeeted
over.
it.
And,
So, coming into the last couple of corners now, very much in the last sector. And Smith is still not finding a way past Jankowski. Irons is in 6th position, and you've got to be careful for him because he can pounce on a move like this. But he's known to be quite a cautious driver.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron's... He knows when to make the move, so...
They come down the straight in this lovely train of cars. It's a real trolley train here.
Yeah.
Top
it's still,
we got
it's still pretty much a 6-car train here.
4th till 9th or 8th, sorry. So
Yeah.
3rd till 8th is very much in
Oh,
this train.
and we have
At
a battle for
front,
the lead.
Move being made for the lead here. Joseph Murray's on the outside.
He's done
Marcus
it.
Lettergren at the hairpin, and it looks like he's going to be able to pull it off. He's gradually pulling it. He's done it. He's done it into the next kink, and Joseph Murray has gone from 11th to 1st and capped it off with a brilliant move around the outside at Tosa. Fantastic overtake.
Here we have a
Now,
4th lead change of this race, but
Can
Littlegram
he
isn't
hold
done.
on to it though?
Littlegram isn't done.
It is very much not done. He's moving all around in the mirrors there, looking for an open.
Little girl
Okay.
said, "I'm not done yet," so he's definitely gonna charge into the lead.
Here he comes in the slipstream.
It's right on the back.
Is he going to do it into the
He
left?
sends it!
He
He's
did.
done it!
Oh,
Oh, not
Bit more
really!
time than we would have liked through there. They're still going to be side by side. Littlegram's got a much better X. He's taken the place.
No, he's
so
done
Marcus
it.
Littlegram immediately retakes the lead of the race that he's pretty much owned since he got past Jankowski.
But now look
And
at the train
now-
of cars.
This is really anyone's race. Anyone in the top 9's race.
and
Yep.
we're eventually past the halfway point of the race right now.
Yeah.
We've crossed into the halfway point. We're on lap 16 as Murray has a fishtail through the corner. That'll lose him a little bit of time.
Meanwhile, both of the
Murray
Williams
sends
are
it.
Going for it.
catching up.
He's going for it
Williams
into the
are catching
corner.
up
He's
now.
down the outside again. Is he going to do exactly what he did on the...
Through Tulsa? No! Actually,
Littlegram slightly further ahead this time, but Murray still has the exit speed.
And
They're
Eugen in the
side by side coming
background.
over the hill, and
Here
now
comes
plunging back down it. Murray's on the outside. He gets a much better run than Williams are side by side too. So Murray's taken the place. Eugen's holding on from his teammate here.
and Eugen
And they're
loses the
still side by
position.
side coming up the
There's still some
hill towards the chicane.
I guess there's no team orders here. Look at that. They're still
Eugen's on the
fighting.
inside. Jankowski
Oh, dear.
on the outside. They make contact. Eugen's gone off the road. Somehow holds on to 4th place. But Jankowski, that was out of order a bit. They're turning into his teammate.
Let's take a
Let's see
little
how
replay
Bottas.
again.
Yeah, I'm amazed he didn't get a place from this.
They're just tangling each other right now.
First time we've seen two cars go side by side.
into the chicane,
Just turns it. Oh, he gets a point actually.
and he hits into QB again.
Makes sure to keep his foot on the throttle to not lose the speed.
He hit Jankowski, and also James Smith. He just punted into.
And Smith, there he
Eugene as well.
goes. He's
Smith's
fed
going
up.
for it, and he's passed him before they even get to the next part of the corner. And yes, he's up into 4th position now, and he's sniffing a podium. You know, is that Shane McHugh in the points?
Yes, it is.
Look,
It is. He's up into 9th place, and Roland de Sturman's in 10th as well. So Shane McHugh started in 17th, de Sturman 19th. What is it with Force India starting 19th and getting really good results?
I guess they have no qualifying pace, but a lot of race pace, you know. I guess there's a lot of strategy in there, and Murray has retaken the lead.
I'm pretty sure that the Force India might focus on the race either more than the qualifying.
But it seems I was very much wrong about the 2-stop race, because we're on lap 17 of 30. It's very much a 1-stop. We're approaching about the half-hour mark in this race. And still no clear winner is showing, although we can guess it's going to be either Littlegrove or Murray, provided that Smith is not able to pass Jankowski promptly.
Yeah.
Maybe Jankowski could be the underdog if he.
I just don't think he has the pace.
If he would decide it, oh, there it is. He's now coming.
I don't think he has the pace.
Meanwhile,
Littlegrove and Murray aren't really battling, although having said that,
Littlegrove
he's
sends
closed
it.
up. He's
Contact.
Little Grum. Oh, they made a contact. They're both of them in now side by side for the lead.
Littlegrave's got it.
Littlegrove's got a better run. He's going to just about edge ahead. He's pushing Murray onto the grass as they come into the final chicane. Made the position.
Jankowski now,
But he's got to be careful because Smith is now
and the
alongside
pit stop
him.
start.
Smith is alongside him as the pit window has opened, and the Red Bull will be pitting this lap. And he's back. He's backed very much out of that one.
backed off.
Bigly back to the backwards as Eugene and Aaron's go side by side.
Eugene is pitting.
I said he was being cautious. He's just taken 5th place away from Kai Eugene. And now look at the way they're punting Eugene through the corner. They both run very wide.
That's gone very wide. Pateri's gonna try to look at this happen. He's not.
Look what's happening on the circuit. It's absolute chaos.
Valyak and is that McHugh going side by side, and we got a wide going into the king.
Look at Halstead.
Look at free move. Oh, free car move. Is he gonna make on the Mac Huge? He did. Oh my god. But it's not quite done yet. Look at that Mac Huge. Still side by side with Halstead. Halstead managed to do a free car move in.
And Halstead, despite being behind an Aston Martin for the first 5 points.
He totally.
Yeah,
he
Murray
just can't
Murray
like
is
it.
pitting this lap. A lot of
Oh, he's
struggle.
run wide. The tyres look like they're finished here for Joseph.
I don't know if Littlegrove is pitting this lap. I don't think so. No, he's not.
No, he stayed
Oh,
out.
dear.
Murray, oh goodness me, Murray's had a bit of a I
What
think.
happened there?
He
We need to look
backed
at the
off
replay there.
throttle massively.
Yeah, anyways, here we go. Enter the pits. Joseph Murray. How fast is this pit stop going to be? He's dropped off the jacks.
His pit box is quite early.
Oh, it's a
Waiting
long
for the-
one.
Oh, it's into the 8s, 9s. He's have to wait for the. Yeah, just actually because he's being so slow. We're into the 14-second mark and he's away.
I think that's because
Where
of
is the Red Bull? So Eugene's away. Where is the Red Bull?
of Smith.
I think they're not.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Only there. So he's actually come out behind Kai Eugene again. He's going to have to overtake him again here.
And there's Tamer de Jong.
De Jong has to pit again, I'm pretty sure. And he's come out
Oh,
just behind
they
him.
have the yellow mark. They're low on fuel. So this is
That's
a
the
risky
fuel
strategy.
So, Littlegrove. Excuse me, here, just
I mean,
excuse my yawning.
we're recording this at 9 AM. You're excused.
Yes, because I'm moving house, so I have to get everything done rather quickly and early. So, Marcus Littlegrove, race leader, 1.1 seconds ahead of Q Jankowski as he's going to surely come into the pit lane this lap.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he
Comes
will
in.
come
Now,
to the
my
pit,
question
but
is he
Jankowski-
going to keep his lead
Oh,
after the pit
Jankowski
stops?
also into the pit as well.
So Red Bull have not had the quickest pit stops this race or this season at all. Murray was in the 14 seconds. Let's see this as he stops in front of.
Also,
Kubica's
you are
carriage.
correct that Kubica lost the wheel.
Yeah.
We're into
I
the
see
10-second mark. He has to wait for Michael Teller.
that.
30
And he's
away
out.
Very similarly to Joseph Murray's pit stop.
Aarons has jumped Jankowski.
Aaron's has had a fantastic
Oh,
pit
he's
stop,
on it.
9.9 seconds, and he's ahead of Murray. That's Joseph Murray in the background. All of these guys are going to come out ahead of the McLaren.
Yeah, but
Well, I'm
mind
not sure-
you, Murray's
I'm not
going
sure
to
about
pass
There
material.
it is. Murray took it.
So Murray's back up in the 4th. Where's Smith in all this?
Oh, it's
He's
Smith.
down in 12th. He's fighting for 11th.
oh,
So
He has
the
lost
over,
big time in this pit window.
so the overcut was the better strategy.
Very
Right.
much so.
I'm pretty sure that.
But-
Smith,
but
I
mind
think
you-
he might caught up in the traffic before he's gonna pit.
So a
That's
couple
why
of
he
these
dropped
guys
up to
do. A
12.
couple of these guys do have to come into the pits, but
Yeah.
none of the current top 5 have to pit again. Hayden Allens is an effective 2nd position in that Sauber.
Yeah, but mind you, he has the raging Joseph Murray right behind him. Obviously, Jankowski is in between them, but still, Murray. Look how fast he is. Look how quickly he's catching up to that Williams. It's not gonna be long for Aarons.
Wow, that is a real shakedown in the pit stops. Is that Sean Halston in 7th place? It is.
Yeah, it is. And Eugene
Yep.
in 8th.
You
He's
just
making-
lost out.
Agnes
big
is in
time.
10.
De Jong has to pit again. Agnes is again running in the points. Is he going to do this every weekend now?
Smith is still in 12th place still. Oh,
And
that's
Smith's got Michael Teller behind him, who's probably the last driver you want to have in your mirrors. Not because he's quick, but because
It's
he's
Teller.
he's rather reckless.
Well, we totally forgot someone. RN is now up in 2nd place after that pit stop.
We got Chinelli
Yeah.
holding back in the Aston Martin, holding back both the Force Indias and Marco Carrigal.
I mean, Chinami.
Still pretty neck and neck with his teammate.
Chinami is a very weird driver. One point he's fast, and then the other point, oh, that's a front wing of the
that's
Sturman.
That's the Sturman.
And the Navigator navigates his way into the pits again.
Again, oh no. So that means Carrigal is gonna try to make a move then.
He's
He,
gonna continue to
he
be
actually made a
outside by
move
his
on
teammate by
Chinami
the looks of
now.
it. He's still trying to overtake.
contact,
Kawada
more
Chinelli,
contact.
And he's got past. That does
Two
not go look
cars.
good.
2 cars in 1 quarter. What the hell?
And Carrigal is basically is stuck behind the Sturman. Obviously, no front wing, that's never good.
Yep, he's definitely gonna make a move. Oh no, please don't do it. Chicane is pretty dangerous. Thank
Speaking
Lord.
of not making
Yeah,
moves
don't
into
do
the
it
chicane,
after-
there's Pereira.
Oh.
Too
I
good
was wrong. Now,
Jones.
Patrice Jans, who became an icon of MMS last race because, of course, she did a full barrel roll and landed. It was not a barrel roll, a sideways flip and landed it.
There's Patrice Jans, speaking of the devil.
She's trying to overtake Francesca Pereira.
She-
here.
she
Evelyn
did it.
Tugard and Olivia Zager in the background of this.
The,
Both of them
fe
have to pit again.
the female power of MMS. Oh dear.
Oh, that's a wheel off. That's Kawata Chinami. And I feel like I know what's happened here. He'll have rammed to the back of Disturman here.
What did? Okay, what the hell happened there?
Oh, he's
Oh my God.
Wow. I don't know what Disturman's doing here on the inside line coming into the pit.
I mean, he basically has no front wing, and look at the sparks. I think that's some damage.
The
And then-
slow motion.
And he's managed to land that one. He's lost his wheel and still landed the car.
Kudos,
that-
I guess.
That was a total disaster.
That is a big crash on pit road. They're going to have to clear that quickly. Will we see a safety car?
I don't know. I don't think.
I honestly would love a safety car. That would really spice things up.
Yeah.
Especially for Too Good. Is he making a move on?
Yeah, Too Good has to push through the field onto Pereira. There she
He made
goes.
a
The thing
move.
is, Too Good has to pit again, so she's pretty much no chance of points.
There's
Back to
Tamer de
the
Jong though.
Tamer de Jong, he has to pit again, of course, because he won't have enough fuel to last the rest of the race. But at the time being, he's doing what he can, and he's overtaken Kai Eugene round the outside of Acca Minerale.
No,
Nice
that's a
move.
move.
Yep.
Yeah, I just feel frustrated. I just feel frustrated with Tamer de Jong because, of course, he always has pace, and he just throws it away with one little lapse in judgment.
Yeah. Like
Every race.
he
And I
wants
think-
to show. I think he wants to show him too much. Like he wants to show his
I do
pace too
think
much.
that might be his time at Mercedes done
Yeah. I mean,
after this race.
as much as he has pace, I mean, no, the team boss of Rank Correct said that he's going to wait for the season to end, but to be fair, De Jong
That's what
has a
Red
lot
Bull
of
said with
pace.
Gas- That's what Red Bull said with Gasly.
No, but like, De Jong has a lot of pace, it's clear, but he just makes those moves that, you know, he wants to show he's the best and those moves don't work and he loses, you know, front wings, rear wings, wheels, and it's just not the best way to show your pace. Sure, consistency more maybe. Don't go for reckless dive bombs.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
It's clearly is basically Jankowski from last season with more front wings flying off.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's true. You know,
Everyone has their own driving
Aaron's
style that works.
Oh,
So
Aaron's-
is catching up to Lettergrum.
Catching up with the Sauber team. Oh my god.
If the Sauber wins this race, I'll be left completely speechless as Sean Halstead is the fastest lap of the race. But yeah, your top 5 here, all in one frame. And Michael Vrajek has got past Sean Halstead there. So both Saubers in the top 6. That is very impressive. They are the top. That would make them the top constructor for the race. Who saw that coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't saw that coming either. I mean, they are a tier 2 team, but they're pretty much, that was impressive. That's totally impressive.
Speaking
and
of
always
Aaron's,
catching up, he's on his tail of Little Grum.
He's on the back of this, and the last thing he wants to do here is throw it away. This is the highest the Sauber has ever run in this series, and he's right on the back of that Red Bull. Coming into Tosa.
Into the hairpin.
Tomislav Valjak must be having a heart attack right now.
Sitting in behind. And I wonder how the other Red Bull's
he
doing
might
at the
make
back,
a
but we
move
don't
on
have to
this
look at him
corner.
now. We can look at this, because this is what you call pressure.
Yeah,
Aaron's to not chuck this away, and Littogrom to also not chuck this away.
He's
they have
not
been-
gonna make the moves. Pretty much, he's just gonna wait and
Both Lettergrum and Aaron's have been very
Fine.
consistent this race, and the strategy has helped them a lot, so this will be an interesting race. This will be an interesting 6.5 laps to go.
Down the hill towards the top left-hander.
He sends it. He sends it.
he's
Going
gonna
up the
send it.
inside.
Oh!
Aiden Aarons has a tank slapper on the exit. He's momentarily taken the lead. Is he do it? He's gonna take the lead.
No, not really. Lettergrum
It
is
looks
still
like
there.
he's on the inside line.
He's done it.
And he's through. The Sauber leads the San Marino Grand Prix. Unbelievable race scenes here.
I have never. Oh my god.
I think
have
we're
never
all
seen
left
something like that
speechless.
before.
And not just that, another tier 2 car, Kiwi Jankowski, is now at the back of that pole. Littogrom is nowhere in pace.
Oh, I'm afraid that there might be another front wing damage for some of these guys.
There could be.
Yeah, I mean, not seeing how
For
bunched
the
up they
people's in
are.
the top 5's sake, I really hope not, because they've all driven fantastic races so far.
If Darlington reckless, that's definitely going to be pretty much game over for him.
What has happened to Red Bull this race, though?
I mean,
Lettergrum-
Smith has complained on something with the transmission being a bit fiddly, but other than that, I think they fixed it.
Littogrom, I guess he has to be cautious because he's still going to, he's going to still leapfrog Joseph Murray in the championship this race and of course close the gap to his teammate who had an absolutely horrible pit window.
He's really close to Arends. He's gonna make a move into the.
He's
next
not
corner.
making any moves. Lettergrum is known for his composure around the circuit. And there's Jankowski, Jesus
He's
Christ.
had a very bad run, and now here comes the Williams of Kiwi Jankowski who had to back up. And he's right on the gearbox.
Oh, there he goes.
Who runs wide? Aaron's has run wide. He's still got a better run though. Coming out of the corner, he's a 10.5 ahead. Coming into the next corner, Littogrom's very much tucked into
Into
the slipstream.
Tamburello,
He
no.
doesn't go for the move.
I
He
mean,
doesn't go for the move. I think he's
Tamburello.
gonna wait until the last 2 laps of the race. I'm pretty sure.
We are on lap 26 of 30.
oh,
4 to go.
he's
And again, he's sensing a move. He's on the outside coming into Tosa. This is how Joseph Murray got past him. He's trying to replicate exactly that.
I think he's
But
got it. He has a lot of
he's got a
traction.
He's got a better run. He's just behind coming into the next corner.
And it's gonna be on the
Oh,
outside.
he's
Yes, it
fine.
is.
He's done it now. Littogrom overtakes around the outside as Joseph Murray is under pressure from Matthias Material for 4th position.
Oh,
Is
that's
Lucifer
a-
going to be able to pull that
That's
one
very
off?
aggressive from Murray. He nearly run material out of road there.
Meanwhile,
This guy's
Eugene
still
on the
hold
back.
firm.
Meanwhile, Jankowski and Aaron's battling for P2. Who would have thought?
Ugh. Williams and Osawa are following each other now.
I mean, the
P2, P3.
Williams team boss said that he's very disappointed with what's happening to the drivers, and he isn't afraid to pull the whole team operations if they continue to drive so poorly. I don't think Williams is going to abandon the race project now.
What a response that is, though, from the drivers.
Yeah.
What a response. So,
Meanwhile,
the
fastest
last
lap
chicane-
still Holstead.
We're coming to lap 27 now.
Yeah.
I think it will only be broken on the last couple laps when the fuel loads get very low.
Yeah, that's what
Yep.
you have seen.
So-
Somebody's in the pits, and I think that's one of the Mercedes.
I'm pretty
Probably
sure Murray
De Jong
is in the
coming into the
but I
pits
don't know.
for-
Yeah,
His
yeah,
pit
that's
stop.
De Jong.
So
Smith,
Smith is only in championship leader, only in 10th position.
I mean, still points are important to him. So
It is 1
Yeah.
point compared to his teammate. That would
Oh,
mean
that's
that
a pull
Marcus
run from
Littlegrove would
Halstead.
take, as it stands, Marcus Littlegrove takes the lead of the championship. Believe it or not, one bad race for Smith, one good one for Littlegrove, and he's into the championship lead.
I mean, in season 1 we have seen that one bad race for Jankowski ruined it all. Grandin and McHugh caught up, and then
We had
Everything
that
went
epic
down.
finale in Brazil.
yeah,
Yep.
McHugh flipped into turn 1 and wins the championship. Despite that,
So, Littlegrove, I said he was going to take the championship lead. If he doesn't win this race, he will take the. Will be tied with Smith, but on countback, Smith has more wins. So he would, in theory, they're both in first, but in terms of actual championship standings, he's second.
yeah.
It comes into the final chicane, and we're gonna start our lap 28. We have 3 laps to go on this race.
Look at Aarons though. I don't think he's going to be shy in making a move soon. Not for Tambulero.
He just has to keep his front wing on that car.
I don't think he's
I
going
would
to make it
definitely
through
call that
for
He
Villeneuve.
might make a move on somewhere.
Oh, he's done it.
He's
Oh
off
my!
it, He's off
Whoa!
it. Oh, he nudges Littlegrove wide, almost loses his front wing. Gonna do-
Oh, he's gonna
10
rip it
laps
like
to go.
again.
Does he have
He's a
enough
fast
traction?
learner. He has the traction on him. He's closing and closing as they go over the crest. He's
Side
within.
by side now.
Littlegrove's later on the brakes, but the better
Yes,
exit for Aarons.
He made
He's
a
done it.
mistake. Oh my
The
god.
Sauber ring takes the lead of this race, and Marcus Littlegrove, as I was saying, he's not going to take the championship lead anymore. And Littlegrove has a habit of bottling races on the last few laps.
We might. If I don't know, but he might make another move.
Oh, these guys are being caught by Johnson and Smith now. We have a 10-way fight, pretty much.
An 11.
it's
It's an
pretty much
11-way
trying
fight
now.
for the lead.
For top 12, I have to see that. I
Yeah,
saw
top
that
12.
12 is just being a train right now.
Littlegrove though, I don't think he's gonna wait for any
So
turns like
Aaron
Tosser.
starts the penultimate lap of what has been a not necessarily chaotic but still entertaining San Marino Grand Prix as Leno Aarons makes his way through the Tamburello chicane and still in front of the Red Bull. He's trying to break the toe a little bit, and look at how the train behind him moves with him. As Littlegrove tries a move down the inside, he's too far back.
He
Into
only lost
Tosa.
time.
You definitely
Aarons
need to
turns in
watch
quick
out
enough.
on behind in third. He might make a move on the Grom as well.
Well, he's all out of shape coming out of the corner. So down the hill now.
Also,
Mihail
Mihail
Valjak
Valjak in P6.
is in P6, as you said. So the top 3 have started to pull away ever so slightly from Joseph. It looks like it's a 3-way fight for the lead between Eno Aarons, Marcus Littlegrove, and Kieran Jankowski. That is a sentence I will never say again, because it won't ever happen again.
I
So
mean,
safe
this
at the moment.
season, no, but maybe in the
Joseph
future
Murray
seasons.
is looking a little bit. He's a little bit catching up to the top 3 now.
Littlegrove doesn't
Eno
send
Aarons
it.
is still leading this race as he comes round the final sector for the penultimate time with a massive train of cars all behind him.
And okay, here comes into the final chicane, and we're
Then
gonna start beginning on the final lap.
Oh, there's Murray, there's Murray.
For the penultimate time, as Murray is trying to get past Kimi Jankowski here. But Eno Aarons, is he going to be able to hold on to take Sauber's first ever win this season, only their second in Formula 1?
A little tank slap there for.
Is he going to be able to hold on to this?
I'm pretty sure he
Oh!
There goes oh, Marcus Littlegrove and Jankowski have both lost their front wings on the final lap of this race.
And they're
That's a
pitting, they're
disaster
pitting.
for both of them.
Absolute
Oh
chaos,
my
and they're
God.
both coming into the pit lane.
Oh,
Unbelievable scenes, you cannot write this. Championship
pretty sure-
contender Marcus Littlegrove has lost his front wing.
Valjak, here we go, boys. Valjak is losing.
Mihail Valjak is going to make this
No,
a
he's
sour
not.
time.
Oh,
He also loses his front wing. What is going on?
no.
Mihail
my
Valjak was going
God.
to make this a double podium. For
Littlegrove is still
Sauber.
holding off of Joseph Murray, but I think Joseph Murray's gonna make a move on this corner.
You cannot write what has just happened on this fight. Marcus Littlegrove has The championship contender is
There is
coming.
Murray.
Oh, there he goes. Joseph
And Murray,
Murray's gonna
just
take the
championship
championship lead.
position, will hold second place. But around the final chicane, for the final time, Einar Ahrens is going to make history and become the first Sauber driver to win an MMS race. He wins the San Marino Grand Prix
Oh, no, there's a contact.
miraculously.
Jack is, oh no. Oh, another Sauber team.
Jack Agnes is in the points in 10th.
Okay, so let's go. So it's Aaron's, Murray, Material.
What just happened on the final chicane?
Material has taken his second podium of the
Halstead in
season
fourth.
DRS. Halstead takes fourth.
Lettergren 5th, Eugene 6th, Smith 7th, Volyak 8th, Johnson
Oh
9th,
my God.
Agnes 10th.
We gotta
And
watch a
how
replay.
that all fell away from Red Bull at the end.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to watch a replay on the last chicane. I'm pretty sure there's someone crashing. I'm pretty sure that, yeah. Let's scroll back. Look
Did
at that.
Jankowski get points?
Yep, he did.
No, yeah,
mean,
Jankowski got points. No, I know he
'Cause actually-
didn't. He didn't.
I mean,
He's
that's-
I don't think Jankowski got points. Yeah,
no.
13th.
oh my God.
Jankowski went from 3rd to 13th on the final lap.
also
I don't know where his team.
fastest lap to De Jong.
I don't know where his team ended up. I think it was 6th position. But how that slipped away from Williams. But give it up for this man, Einar Ahrens.
Oh.
What a drive from him. Fantastic work on the pit stop. Actually overtook Marcus Littergrom and commanded that race from when he led it in on lap 28 and onwards. So he's been promoted from Formula J, Formula Junior, whatever you want to call it, and now has won his first ever MMS race. That is remarkable.
Your driver.
Absolutely insane.
Should I even ask
Now-
for a driver of the day?
Oh, you know who it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually.
I mean, shout out to Sean Halstead. I want to say Jankowski had an amazing race, because he did until the last lap, and then threw it all away.
Okay, here comes the guy, yeah.
Agnes gets more points from 15th on the grid. Material, to be fair. Material and Murray both climb, well, Murray climbing 10 positions, Material 11 positions. So in terms of positions gained, it goes to Material, but just because he won the race, I have to say anyway.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm pretty sad about Mikhail Valyak. I think he might make contact with someone else and put. I saw him still in P6 and then he made the contact on someone and he
was-
finished in the pit lane in 8th.
The thing was, if Valyak hadn't lost his front wing there,
He would have
was
been on the
running-
podium.
He was running in 6th. He'd just taken 5th. Two
there's
cars ahead of him
someone blown
crashed.
an
He'd have been
engine.
on the podium.
There's someone blown the engine on the back.
Yeah,
down there,
that
so-
happens. That happens. Just ignore that. Yeah, I think he would have been P3 if Valyak didn't crash.
But wow, that was probably the most hectic final lap you'll ever see. 3 or 4 front wings detached, lots of position shuffling, and capping off a pretty entertaining San Marino Grand Prix. Quite going to be Magny-Cours, but come on, you can't have Magny-Cours every week.
Exactly.
That will do it for San Marino this week. Where are we headed next week?
Next week, that's a very good question. I have no clue. Next week we are heading to Italy to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Oh dear,
Ooh.
Monza has
Well, I
a.
doubt I'll be here next week because I'm moving house. So yeah, I might have to miss that one. It's a shame because
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, if anything, I have Paza here to help me commentate.
Yes.
Definitely proved himself in the commentary box. Yeah, so I think
So-
that's it from us.
That's it from us today. Join us next week for the Italian Grand Prix at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. So, from San Marino, it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye for me as well.
Yeah, make sure to be safe on the roads, don't drink and drive, and wear your seatbelt. Bye bye.